or I don't know, 20 gig, whatever. And it is yeah, as you can just right now, it's bugging out. That's not my connection. Well, might be, but why can't they make a decent Star Trek game? I'm probably going to piss off a whole bunch of Star Trek online people saying that, but I mean, honestly, why can't they just make a decent Star Trek game with good ground battles? Good. I've met a couple of people playing this game. They take it very serious. I have to be honest. I have not paid 1 cent or $1 or £1 to this. And as you can see, that the mission's just disappeared. So that's always a nice thing. You spend 15 minutes flying to the king thing and then disappears. But so yeah, that's just. I mean, I've played this for about, I don't know, 50 hours, and I haven't paid anything for it, which is fantastic. And I would have if the ships weren't such an exorbitant price. I mean, if you want to buy a fictitious ship, which isn't just a skin. Don't buy the new Battlefield, whatever number it is these days. That's a lot of money, and I think they've shot themselves in the foot by doing that in the first place. If they had made the ships just a little bit cheaper, let's say 200 rand, 300 rand, I think a lot more people would have jumped on board this. Instead, yeah, they were really hoping that the one or two people who do decide to buy things, the complete Trekkies, are going to have a bloody field day where they get a little bit too high or drunk and go completely crazy with their dad's credit card when he's not looking. Unfortunately, I don't think that's really happening, which probably explains why there's so many server issues and so often. There's a regular update once a week, which is quite, often if you ask me. But I'm really hoping to show you a little bit of the space battles. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, just looking at my PC and looking at this bloody screen is flying backwards and yeah, well, we will hopefully see something. As you can see, it is quite a nice large solar system. It's a pretty big map. Um, you've got the beta, alpha, gamma quadrants over there. You can fight against the Borg. You can fight against the Orion Syndicate. You can fight against Romulans, Klingons, etc., etc. So, if you are a Star Trek fan, I think you will find a lot of fan service out of this. Just like I say, expect to pay a lot of money. I haven't shown you the upgrade screens just yet. They are pretty good. If I can get into a battle, I'll show you afterwards. You can upgrade dilithium to buy almost everything except for a brand new ship. You actually need specific player versus player credits, for example. And looks like I've just another mission has vanished in front of me. These missions basically only stay alive for, let's say, 5 minutes. You can see these little red marks over here. So you have to get them quickly, and it's basically the most fun you're going to have in this game. So you've got every single player, all 14 of them, trying to get there. But as you can see, with a buggy ship like this, you're not going to get there very fast. You have to jump onto the back of a Kokobo and get that thing to run there. So while you're waiting for hours to try and get between missions and potential battle screens, you do have quite a nice upgrade. This is the ship that I have at the moment. You have full weapons, half weapons, devices, shield deflectors, impulse warps. All of these things do contribute to quite a powerful ship if you do have decent, rigs. This is your inventory, which seems to run out all the time. It hasn't run out of slots all the time. You're constantly trying to sell things that you don't want to sell because you have to pay for more slots, which is bullshit if you ask me. You can upgrade things, your assets. Yes, after each mission you can get dilithium, as you can see over here. You can refine your dilithium, and hopefully once you have enough. I've got 22,000. I've been playing for a month. If you get 120, you can buy a kind of okay ship, which is not even near as good as my ship right now. You get runabouts. You get different stuff. I mean, look at the graphics. That is just beautiful. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that afro. Come on. So this is your staff. Each one of your staff members can learn new skills and specializations, which brings some more juice to the table. And that's where it gets quite addictive. It is basically quite a decent space RPG. Like I said, the problem comes in when you're walking around on the ground, and the ground combat is one of the reasons why. At the moment, we have one down here, which will take, I don't know, an entire episode of CSI to get to, probably, which I'm not really willing to go through. So hopefully, we might even get there. We may even get there, and then of course the connection's going to bug out, and I'm going to get kicked out. But yeah, it is quite fun. Here we go. We have another guy jumping in there, as you can see. Oh, can I get in? Can I get in? It's like a sperm cell bouncing off an egg, isn't it, really? Come on, try and get in there. It's like an Eye of Bloody Mordor right now. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so here we have our first sort of attack mission. Get some speed going up there. I've got an okay ship, a semi-decent sort of ship. It kind of offers support, well, offers a lot of support to other players, and some sort of semi-decent phases when they want to work when the thing's not bugging out. Yeah, screw you and your little dog too. So you have a distance, you can see the little digits over there are red. Once they hit white, you can actually start attacking them. It's about 10 kilometers away. You get left these little things over here, which you really don't need because they're rubbish. They just fill up your inventory. You get a lot of, as I say, options. You get weapon batteries in case you load on your weapons. Okay, let's see whether I can actually multitask like a... Oh. So you see a little nice blue, almost upward waterfall that I send around myself. That actually gives health to other players. Ups their shields by I think 35% for 20 seconds or so. You also have aft weapons. I actually can leave mines and torpedoes from the behind. And yeah, I'd say probably the strongest part of my ship is the front end. You get different options. I've actually chosen to be a science officer. You can choose to be a tactical, or you can choose to be an engineer. I've kind of mixed it up with both engineer and science. You have quite a lot of different options if you are a science. You can call for other ships, for example. As you can see, I'm sending a couple of guys off there. You can even call for big other ships to come and help you out. It is very pretty, I will say. You probably can't see that from the streaming at 720 bits. I think yeah, it is quite a nice looking game when you're in space. Very sparkly, lots of neons. And as you can see in the top right, they've actually dropped me down to level 30. I'm actually level 51. So it tries to keep everybody on the same level, so you don't get too many OP guys coming in here. I say that, but a lot of the ships are so OP, you may as well just leave it at that. Light beams, which make no physical sense at all, because you wouldn't see them as a solid. They would be infrared, and your hull would just blister, and yeah, it wouldn't make a pretty episode. Oh, we got some nice lagging going on there. Come get some. So I think one of the good things about this game is if you could stick Donald Trump into a VR headset and just let him have go at the Klingons and the Romulans, it might actually keep him happy for a couple of hours until he just realizes actually how boring the game is. I always wonder why they should fire at will. It's not actually, what is it, NCC 1701, it's NCC 93210 actually. I think made up for this game. It's not actually from the Star Trek universe per se. So yeah, basically that's what you will find yourself doing most of the time. If like I say, if you go to the main missions, they are horrendously boring, very repetitive. It's go and press this console button, go press this console button, and ad nauseum. But I do seem to find some kind of enjoyment out of the space battles. And they add this sort of element of where you think it's really 3D, but it's not really 3D. I mean, if you want to go down, this, you know, as I said earlier, like a White House intern, let's try this out. You can go to a certain level where you hit like a invisible screen and bonk. Yeah, that's not really how physics works. And it's the same in the reverse direction too. Nice backdrop, nice little Milky Way. Thank you very much, Hera, for spraying that across the galaxy, or creating the galaxy by spraying it across the universe. Let's see if we get to dick some more. Who are these guys? Romulan slavers. They can be quite tricky actually, they spawn quite rapidly. And in amongst all of this, if you look at the bottom left of the screen, you can obviously see, well not obviously, but if you have eyes, you can see there is a ship with 100% and some shields around it. You can actually change the loadout of your ship as you're coming into battle or as you're flying around. I currently have mine on the first little yellow icon, which basically means that you have all the power to your weapons. The second, if you look at the bottom left, this one over here is all the power to the shields. The next is all the power to your thrusters, and the next is all the power to your subsystems, which can be quite important depending on whether you are, like myself, a science team, or science officer, sorry, because all of your special abilities require power from your subsystems. So that's when you would use that. One of the annoying things is that you have to keep jumping into impulse, even in battle. You'll see I have to keep going to this little blue full impulse, because if you don't, it takes you, I don't know, forever to get to the enemy who's far away from you. Which does bring a lot of tactics into it, because you can start charging yourself up on the way in, but usually by that time some other guy has preyed upon your potential experience points. And after you kill each person, you'll see a little thing pop up that says expertise. Basically, it's how much effort or how much damage you've done to an enemy. So if I put one shot down, I'll get one expertise as opposed to somebody who has done most of the work. So I like that. That does balance it quite nicely. So you see, I did like 2 shots and I got 3 expertise, whereas before I got 30. Because I did a bit more. Like a whole 7. I think it also scales with your level, even though they do drop your level down for each encounter. And I'm technically supposed to be a support craft, though I have rigged it out to be slightly more offensive. So if you see, you can play this obviously with your buddies, and when you see they're in trouble, you can come and lend assistance, boost their shields up, give them better strength for weapons. problem with having one of these lovely large craft is the turnaround is such a pain in the ass. By the time you've turned around, well, majority of the people you're trying to kill have all been killed by your buddies. Though I must say, there's some great, immense satisfaction when you're fighting against the ball. And I see I've just gone down. Sorry about that, guys. It's a live game, so I can't pause it to turn it off. Hopefully we'll get something back just now.